St. Germain and I, sitting around together, we have to chuckle sometime. Your concept of ascension, what you think it is, you think you're going to become some perfect human. You think you're going to impress the masses by rising up out of the dead. But have you ever thought of where you really go when you ascend? You think that you are suddenly struck with wisdom and knowledge beyond all. Actually, in ascension, true ascension, you just go back to your simplicity, you see. Let go of all these concepts and allow your life here on earth, the rest of your remaining years, to become your own interactive art gallery. Interactive because you are working with other elements, other humans, nature, even the invisible ones such as us. Every day is your palette. Every day becomes your creation. You're no longer subject to the creation of others, the victim of mass consciousness. Life is an interactive art gallery. Breathe that in a moment. Feel beyond the words. Feel into the energies of being this new energy artist. Right now on Earth, the energy is very wobbly, very wobbly. You've probably felt that in this past few months. You felt that things are no longer steady. Everything is shaking, wobbling. Imagine a large sheet of glass, a plate of glass as tall as you are and as wide as you can stretch your arms. A glass like you would put in a window. Now, that glass is hard. It's very rigid. The energies of the glass are such that it stays rigid and structured. That is the principle of glass. But imagine now that sheet of glass wobbling, fluctuating, shimmering, even dancing a little bit. And you go, but glass can't dance. Glass sticks together. It is tight. It is hard. It shatters, actually, if it were to have this wobbling, energetic motion to it. It would shatter. The energy of human consciousness is much like this. Human consciousness is very tight, very rigid. It tends to shatter. You know this because your own personal energy has shattered at times. But right now, as we approach the quantum leap, it wobbles. That is exactly what is happening on Earth. The wobbling motion will continue between now and shortly after the quantum leap, probably into late October time frame. Because as energy shifts and changes, and right now it is literally changing its own dynamics or its characteristics. It is no longer just a vibrational energy. It is no longer following the old path. So it is now wobbling. Take a feel how all of human consciousness is doing this wobble. You've been feeling it, I know, so many of you, particularly in the last month. You wonder why you feel a little strange. You wonder why everything seems to be shifting kind of in and out of its old structure. Why things like your car doesn't run like it has been running before. Your electronics at home are wobbling as well. Everything around you is wobbling. Other humans, they're all wobbling also, but they don't really understand why. So what do? They try to replant themselves in their old structure. They try to grab back into yesterday, the way things used to be. They try to hold on tight. Well, the way the wobbling energy works, if you can imagine holding on tight to something that's wobbling, it will shake you right off. It will shake you loose. This type of energetic effect is very natural. It's the way things should be. May seem to disorganize you at times, but that is part of the wobbling effect. Your sleep patterns may be different. The way you speak, I have noticed, to so many of you, the way you talk, you can't get it together anymore between your mind and your mouth and your heart. You think one thing, you feel another, and something else comes out of your mouth. It is not kutumi or Tobias making you do that, but you are wobbling. The interconnection of your consciousness parts are changing right now. And as new energy artists, this is a good thing. This is a time to actually allow, to facilitate this wobbling change going about within you. Have you noticed that even while you're watching a movie, watching television, you seem to be going in and out? And sometimes it makes sense, what you see on the screen, sometimes none at all. You're going in and out of different consciousness modalities right now. And again, I want to share with you that it is all perfectly natural. It's the way energy is working. Last month, Adamus said that this was the new renaissance right now. And indeed it is. And time of new discovery, the time of grand changes on earth. The wobbling motion that all of you are feeling and will continue to feel is simply in response to consciousness going to a whole new level. It shakes before it moves. It wobbles before it evolves. Everything shifts the way it interrelates and interacts to itself before it moves on. So, instead of having your high anxiety about your, what do you say, your lack of balance, your wobbledness right now, take a deep breath and understand that it's happening for a reason. I find that perhaps the most interesting side effect for Shambra in this wobbling is how your mind works. And I have to laugh here because this is where the biggest wobble is taking place, in your mind. Some of you curse it. Some of you say you're getting old. Some of you think that you are losing your mind. Some of you, in the Belushi style, think perhaps you did a few too many enhancement, entertainment type of activities when you were younger. So you wonder, what is happening in that mind of yours right now? Why doesn't it respond like it used to? Why doesn't it come up with the answers in the way it used to? Why does everything up there seem so disorganized and in array? Why do you seem so disconnected from your mind when before it was supreme?